Woo! Here we go. Breakdown time. Oh my days. Woo! That kryptonite. Let's turn that down. Oh dear. It's the uppercut. Bang. Oh my days. It's like he almost just waited for that. The one shot that always gets him. Ooh. Hold on, I've got a little bit of a delay with my connection. I'm just going to try and leave and come back in. Right, let's see if this is still on a delay. We was getting a bit of an echo earlier. As you can see, Dillian Whyte's been knocked out again. That right uppercut. How is my connection? Can you let me know in the chat how my connection is? Because there's a bit of a delay here. So I'm hearing my voice saying the sentence previously. And click the StreamYard link, viewers. This is for you guys. This is to obviously celebrate that I've got to 1K followers. Let's have a look. Right, okay. It's all right. There's a delay then, because when I'm talking, it's delaying getting to you. So it just feels like I'm repeating myself. Here we go. I'm just waiting to see what Tyson Fury says. Yes, a shout out to Quantum Grammar Coach saying that I'm all right. Kelly, Whyte showed nothing. That. So what happens then? I mean, we talk about it. We'll talk about it. We're here now. Dillian Whyte came out Southpaw. What are your thoughts on that? Obviously came out trying something different. We saw a little bit of shoulder movement, a little bit of feinting for round one. I won't say that I'm, yeah, fair enough. SWJ fuming. I'm kind of gutted. Can't even say that I'm angry, but yeah, Ash is, yeah, you're going to be in here all day long. I said it all along about White's limitations. Red, everyone's in their feelings. Right, I love Dillian, but that was really poor. Let's have a look. Dillian, after the AJ used it fight, talked a lot, and now he does this. Shit. What was Xavier's plan? Damn. Yeah, better word. Got it. I don't know. Click in the stream yard. I love to chat all day long, but I don't like sitting up here on my own, just talking to a screen. That's not my thing. Um, I can't even see if anybody's in the studio. I don't even know how this shit works. Super chats. Got to be entertained to get them super chats. Well, what was the plan? It's interesting to know what was the plan, because Fury managed to get inside and then get in with that same uppercut, the same shot yet again. Let's see if he says he's going to retire now. That'll be the interesting thing, because obviously Tyson Fury is saying after this fight he's going to retire. What happens now? Um, we'll see if he changes his mind in a minute. Yeah, we'll see what happens. He changes his mind like the weather. Do you know what I mean? We need to. Well, I couldn't even give. I couldn't even be generous and give. Um,
How are you?
OTC, you good?
Disheartened, disappointed with Dillian Whyte. Also, congratulations on 1K subs, guys. Also, everyone in the chat liked the video as well on the way in. It's look, I expected more from Dillian Whyte today. I really did. But it was a sloppy performance from him, a very poor performance from him. Tyson Fury was half decent, but he just had to be a 7 out of 10 because Dillian Whyte was basically poor himself. You know, when you shoot yourself in the foot, it's like you just have to show up and then you know take the W and keep it moving. Inactivity is definitely not going to help Dillian. Being out for a year, how long has he been out for? A long period of time. Is that going to help? Probably not. Overall, so disappointed with Dillian and his performance. I wouldn't say it's the best uppercut I've ever seen because it was a slight good uppercut and then pushed him out afterwards, and Dillian Whyte just couldn't get up. But overall, I'm very disappointed in Dillian's performance overall. How about yourself?
I'm just trying to work out what the plan was. What was the plan? Because obviously, like I said, we saw him come out southpaw, innit? Ash.
Oh,
Sorry,
OTC.
what?
What did I what did I say about Xavier Miller? What did I say?
I don't think the display today from Dillian White was from Xavier Miller, because I think Dillian White was just poor. Overall, he was poor. Um, and I guarantee that's probably not what Xavier Miller was telling him to do. And the lack of punches weren't a distraction from Xavier Miller. So I can't stick it on him for that.
Who told
Now,
him
if
to
he
go southpaw
exactly
though?
was
That's the plan. That's
the
not something you
southpaw
just do
part,
on the
yeah, I
fly.
agree. I agree. The southpaw part was the plan, but I don't think the reason why Dillian White lost was because of that. The reason
Well,
why he
what was
lost,
the last then?
he didn't lose because he turned southpaw. He lost because
He's not good enough.
it lack of. You
Ash.
could say that, yeah, but you can say not good enough. That, like, you can say, oh, he's not good enough. Like, anyone can say that. But if you're looking at why he's not good enough, Tyson Fury was jabbing him on the outside, keeping him at long range. Dillian White, in order for him to cause a dent in Tyson Fury, he had to come within close range, strike him to the body, and follow up with a left hook or even a right hook to the head. He didn't do enough punches, enough like follow up punches. It was a lot of single punches. It was a lot. I knew what he was trying to do, but he didn't do the bit afterwards. He hit right hook to the body, but didn't follow up on it. And it's like, I can't put it down to Tyson Fury, because what did Tyson Fury, all he was just doing was just jabbing him. As soon as Dillian White tries to come in, jab, a double jab. I don't think Tyson Fury broke a sweat, because
I
Dillian
didn't.
White,
He did that in second gear, guys. He carried him in second gear.
Yeah, he
yeah,
was very comfortable. Very, very comfortable. He just, the thing is, we know how long Tyson Fury's range is. We know
yeah.
how much inches there are in difference between the two fighters' ranges. So your plan to hurt him, you have to get inside. The double
Mm.
jab that Dillian started to do in the first place, it did work, but he wasn't following up on shots. He was pausing. It was weird. The double jab was getting him in, but then he was stopping. I'm like, okay, well, what are you doing now?
He's going to struggle to cover from this, Reg. You know, we were saying he needs to win because he's got enough
Yeah,
enemies in boxing as it is. But to go out like that on a performance, which it wasn't like going out your shield like Chisora was or would do. It was like it was bad. I'm not sure where he goes from here. Try putting his next fight on pay per view and see the reaction to that.
No,
yeah,
he's not finished. I
He's
like
not
to think that
finished, but
Dillian
he's not.
White's.
He's never going to be one of the top guys. Let's just face it. He's never going to win a world title unless it becomes one of those mad vacant situations.
yeah. And like I said, it's that boxing IQ. It was almost like Fury was just taking his time. Like Ash was saying, he didn't get out of second gear, and he just waited for that opportunity, then straight in. Same right uppercut,
You
and it's
can't
just
get hit
like,
by the same
what?
shot that drops you every time. Like, what are you
It's but
working on in the gym?
you protect your chin. You're protecting your chin. You're keeping your head
It,
offline. You're
it was the
expecting.
same problem, Red. You know where he looks down or he has his head bent down slightly and someone just goes bang.
Yeah,
That's not good enough. You've had that problem since the AJ fight. You should have worked that out by now.
but he was doing, like I said, he was doing stuff in there that seemed okay, that seemed neat and composed. But then he was
Mm.
reverting to type.
Mm,
We spoke about his legs. That is something that I've always spoke about. His feet,
not
and
good
he
enough, yeah.
reverted to type. And then, like I said, the feet were all over the place again. He was overthrowing the shots, which he does. But that is what Dillian does. But we saw like a boxing improvement with him, and I don't know. It's just like I just don't know, man.
On the legs part, how good does your legs have to be when you're at close range? It's
But you have to get
answered
into
by,
range.
you
Though.
have to get
That's the
into
problem.
range. But Dillian White, to get into range, you have to set up your shots or you have to feint your way in. He didn't do none of that. He literally done double jab and stood there. He didn't feint. Literally, I guarantee you, if he feinted his way in and then follow up with any random shots, I guarantee he probably would have made himself in. Deontay Wilder managed to throw a combination shot that landed on Fury's chin. Dillian White is a better technical boxer than Deontay Wilder and didn't really do that. So I can't turn around and say this is a like Fury
I'm not even
outclassed.
sure about that one anymore. I'm not even sure if he's better technically than Deontay.
Oh yeah, he is. He is. He is.
Oh yeah, I'll give him a bit of credit. Oh, wait there, let me just shout out Soulstar that's jumped up in the chat. Just got back from watching the fight. Wow, had the first pick'em But after Fury was controlling, he found it hard to close the gap. When he did get in close, couldn't
Dillian
land.
couldn't lose like that. He can't lose in a boring fight where he looks awful and then get slept. Like that was the one outcome that couldn't happen.
Yeah. Roger,
Actually,
glancing blow. I don't know. I'd say it's a little bit because his eye is shot. You could see that it definitely got him. Yeah, he did push him, but he was going down anyway.
He was gone
He
anyway. Yeah, you saw it
died.
after when he tried to get up
Yeah.
there.
When you saw when he got up, he was all over the place, Roger. He was wobbled. There was no point in even giving him a count. He
You
was
can tell it's
out.
not a dive. You can tell it's not
Nah.
a dive because it's happened like 5 or 6 times before with the uppercut. So like we know that's the thing.
Yeah. Let's have a look. Is it eight? What is it? ATAZ.
Aitas.
Can't even finish his sentence.
I
Listen,
can't lie,
it's
but people were in the feelings for this when it came to the predictions. Like people were very much
yeah.
in their feelings when
Oh.
it came to Whyte.
I was one of them.
There was no boxing sense when it came to it.
No, I expected Fury. I'm not gonna lie, and I said it to a couple of people. I thought Fury was gonna win on points, but I expected a much better performance from Dillian Whyte.
You said Dillian was going to win, and that's why he lost in your OTC.
No, I genuinely, I did. When I was looking at it, I was like, I think that Dillian will throw hell for leather, and I think that he might drop Fury. But I think Fury, I don't think Dillian Whyte has the tools to keep Fury down. And to keep Fury down, you have to be firstly extremely powerful, which Dillian is, but you have to be a very good combination puncher, which I don't think he is. So I expected Dillian Whyte to hang in there and drag it onto the 12th round. But
His chin is suspect as well. He's the only heavyweight he basically got slept there as well. He's the only heavyweight who's been slept 3 times.
yeah, but he's fighting other top heavyweights, whereas all of the other guys are not really. You can't say the same thing.
AJ hasn't been slept 3 times. AJ's not been slept once before.
AJ is better than Dillian,
and he's fought all the top guys.
Yeah, AJ is better than Dillian, but after Dillian, let's just say you put Fury and even Wilder as well. Wilder hasn't tested himself against the top level heavyweights other than Tyson Fury.
But if you can compare what Wilder and Fury did, it was leaps and bounds ahead of this.
Yeah, right.
Wilder got all right. There's possibly I don't know what Wilder's reach is, but Wilder was getting in there, and obviously Wilder put him to the ground as well. This is what I'm saying. You have to look at all of these things. I want to be as biased as I can be, but I can't because Dillian
there's no
didn't
positives from that.
Fury what Wilder did, and it hurts me to say that, but it is what it is. I can't let my bias like really obscure my judgment after that. What happened? What were your intentions when you went in the ring? How were you intending to get inside? What were you intending to do when you got inside? What shots were you planning to take him out with? Xavier was shouting at him in the corner, stop, basically reverting to type. You need to start throwing shorter shots, get inside and throw the shorter shots. He won't see him coming because he was throwing a lot of haymakers, which clearly you could see he was overthrowing and missing and ending up.
You can see them a mile off. You can see those shots a mile off.
That's why I'm reluctant. Yeah, that's why I'm reluctant to put this one on Javier Miller because of that. Really, because of that. It's disappointing. It's very, very disappointing. Do you know what it is? Even in a few of the other losses that Dillian Whyte had, undergone, he's never looked this poor. This is probably, I would say,
his worst career performance.
His worst career performance when he's supposed to be at his best.
I'm just trying to understand what the plan was, because I've either really underestimated the skill and the ability of Tyson Fury. I really have, because he knows how to make fighters look stupid, and I'm still going back to it. He did not make Deontay Wilder look stupid, and I mean that, and I'm not being disrespectful. I'm just saying what I see.
I've said it all along. I think we've overrated Whyte, to be perfectly honest. You're not telling me AJ wouldn't KO that version of Whyte within 3. It would be a disgusting knockout. And I think there's a lot of heavyweights who would knock Dillian Whyte out. Not a lot, but a good 4 or 5 at the top level.
Yeah.
I believe AJ's got enough to worry about, man. Right now, AJ needs to worry about AJ at this point, not Big Meech. I don't know who this Big Meech fella is yet, but AJ needs to get his mind right at this point. As for Dillian Whyte,
Where do you go from here? Like, who do you even put him in the next? How do you even rebuild this?
I don't know. This is what I'm thinking. I probably need a couple of days to think about, because right about now, I don't know, and I don't really want to talk off like emotion in it, because I'm like, what the hell is going on? Soulstars put it there. The hand speed different was vast. Like you said, Tyson Fury was throwing those. He's loose and heavy, and that's just the way he is. And he was throwing the 1-2s, the combinations, and basically just keeping him at bay with the jab. The jab works is key, and it's Fury's best attribute. I'm trying to think how many times I've seen Fury actually throw an uppercut.
He's not that guy to be throwing those short shots and getting the KO.
Yeah,
That's what I mean. So he's obviously done that on purpose. A question for the panel. I'll let you guys answer that one.
Not unless it's a crazy vacant situation, like where he's fighting some big man for a vacant title.
Do you think Fury will relinquish because he says he's retiring? And then
I think he'll retire if AJ doesn't win. I think he only wants to fight AJ for the money. I don't think he wants any part of Usyk. He's never mentioned that he wants to fight him. He wants.
With Fury retirement, I don't. To be fair, if he is going to retire, he has to be 100% sure that now is the right time. Because if he takes another 2-year sabbatical like he did in his last retirement, by the time he gets back, I think there'll be a lot of heavyweights that are a lot younger and a lot fresher that can probably take him out at his old age or at his inactive stage. So if he's going to decide I'm retiring, it better be I'm retiring and I'm out. Otherwise, if he wants to...
No, sorry, carry on.
Yeah, if he wants to come back, he's going to get his head taken off by some of the younger, fresher heavyweights that are coming up at the moment of time.
But this is the problem. We're looking at the heavyweight division at the moment. Where is Dillian in that now?
He's not in the top 5 anymore. He can't be.
No.
Yeah, but the thing is, I can't say he's not in the top 5 because who are you going to put ahead of Dillian Whyte?
Right. You need to.
That's
you
the
need
thing.
to get. You need to get. Well, who? All right then. Who is your top 5? I'm getting the rankings up now.
Okay, we've got Fury, Usyk 1, 2, AJ 3. That's top 3 done. Yeah. Wilder has to be 4. He's been WC champion and he put in a better performance against Fury than Dillian did.
Yeah, prior to this fight, I had it Whyte and then Fury, but afterwards now Wilder 4, and then in at number 5.
Who is that?
I mean, the next person you could put in is Joseph Parker, but Dillian Whyte beat Joseph Parker, so I can't argue him.
Okay, he could be top 5 now, but as soon as the Joyce Parker fight happens, whoever wins that goes ahead of Dillian. So he's top 5, but it's just temporary. Like he'll be dropped as soon as that fight happens and the winner is announced.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I'm thinking. Well, I can't see anybody I can say you're ahead of Dillian Whyte at the moment in time, apart from the 4 that I mentioned.
Well, at the moment, because BoxRec's kind of rapid to move you around the scorecards. It's Tyson Fury, Usyk, Joshua, Deontay Wilder, Whyte, and Joseph Parker. That's going to switch around. That will be switching around rapid. I bet you by the end of tonight, BoxRec do not mess about when it comes to those rankings.
That fight was crazy. He looked awful. I can't believe that.
Ash, did you expect? Because I know you're not the huge Dillian Whyte fan, but did you expect better from him?
I expected better than that. Yeah, I did. I thought he was going to get his work off a bit better. All this body snatcher stuff, like his body work was minor. The stuff he was landing wouldn't have had any effect later on down the stretch. He didn't whip in one body shot. Really, like it was all.
No, I saw a couple, but nothing came up afterwards. So what's the point of throwing body shots if you're not going to follow up with it?
And also, I didn't rate his chin, but I didn't think he'd get knocked out like that. I thought he'd get knocked out exhausted late.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be early. I thought he was going to do it early. But it just goes to show. I don't even think that was just pure technique. That was just, yep, got him inside. Wait till he's inside, whack, because we know that we can get him out of there with it. Blah blah blah. How many times? It's the money shot for him, isn't it? I think Aobs has put in there Joyce, Wallin, Ortiz, Parker, then White. You'd put Wallin.
No, I'm not putting one in there. He hasn't beaten anybody.
Wallin lost to Sokolowski. He was gifted
Yeah,
that win last week.
that's yeah. I know he
Yeah.
lost. I know it was a bad performance, but no,
Yeah,
not
let's have a look. Yeah, I'm getting lost with these chats. It's all coming in. Fury, Usyk, Elites, AJ, world level, the rest catching
I
up
agree
from
with
North.
that. It's like Fury Usyk here. AJ sort of in his own bracket where he's not as good as those two, but he's better than the rest too. And then you've got the rest.
There's
Just
a limbo.
yeah, he's in limbo where he's on his own.
Yeah, there's a limbo forming in boxing. Aobs, Ash was right. Yeah, White's chin has gone. Alex Bilotti, welcome, Alex. Thanks for the comments the other day as well. I appreciate that. White looked awful, as expected. Come on, guys. He's fighting Fury, not a Chisora or a Lucas Brown. You're preaching to the converted here. I'm a massive Dillian White fan, so I'm just kind of like a bit hurt at the moment. But Ash is kind of like he's on the same page as you. He said that from the beginning. We've been ranting on about this in a Discord for the past couple of weeks. So yeah.
Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
I love White as a person and personality is excellent, but your eyes don't lie.
Well, they definitely don't need just that bleeding chin. AJ is not world level. Fury would destroy him. So will Usyk. And Joel Joyce would do him too.
Oh, relax.
Oh no!
The moment you say
bruv,
AJ's not a world level fighter, just leave it. Like, you don't know boxing.
Ahmed.
Well, you've got an agenda.
Ahmed, you need to come in the comments and say a little bit more. Tell us why you've put it like that. They all beat White right now.
I'm not liking this AJ slander. You know, when I'm hearing bloody Gareth A. Davies and bloody a bag of man, yeah, just cussing AJ left, right, centre, bruv. I swear, yeah, I swear, like I just want AJ to focus on AJ and take care of Usyk, which is a tough fight.
AJ's got a better chance of beating Usyk than White did tonight. Put it that way. So there's hope.
Yeah, there's definitely hope, and we can move on to AJ and Usyk in a bit. I'm still, when I said we need to do a fight breakdown, it's like what is there to break down? I'm looking at like technique, footwork, and there's literally I can't get it. There was just nothing.
And I don't want to slate White because he's done so well to get this far with his limited experience, and like you can tell he's never been technically great and he's got this far, so he's done great for himself. But when it comes to the conversation of beating the likes of AJ and Fury, it was never going to happen.
Yeah, flipping heck. IB's put AJ as a gold medalist, obviously in unified champ. He is world level. Alex, Styles mate fights. White is a good slugger, but come on, there's levels, and he can retire happy.
It's just a shout.
Yeah. Ariane Yuda, as soon as AJ gets clipped, it's skaki leg time. Ariane, I don't know. Hold on. This is what I was waiting for. I do know boxing. AJ will not win any more fights. I was an AJ fan fight before. He lost his confidence. And as a boxer, that is a bad thing.
I agree on the second part.
He's definitely lost his confidence, yeah. But to say he's not world level is a crazy comment.
All right, then. You say that he's obviously lost his confidence. He's lost his confidence because he's just living in a world of, I get it, like the higher level you go up as a fighter, the more detached you become with reality. And I believe that's just what's happened with him. I don't know. What is it? Do you get that much money that you're living in? I don't, kind of like, not as bad as Wilder, but you have people around you that won't say, no, do this. Because you start having people around you that are just pandering to your needs. Does that happen? Who knows what it's like to be a millionaire and then you've got all this money in the bank. Do I really have to listen to you? Do I really have to do that? We don't know what it's like being up there. um Confidence, if you're being told all the time that you're fantastic and then somebody slaps you up, yeah, your confidence will dip. It will. Sometimes you have to be told that you're shit to work harder and to push yourself and go into those dark waters. I prefer it when people say to me, "You're shit," because I work harder. I don't want everyone telling
Mm.
me I'm fantastic because then I get lazy and complacent. And then when someone
Mm.
comes along and says, "You know what, Red, you're rubbish," how am I going to deal with that? And I think this is what
Mm.
happens to some of the fighters. I'm not saying that's the truth because I'm not there, but I'm just speaking from like a human perspective. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Gareth said White beats AJ. Fucking hell, that aged well, didn't it?
He doesn't
What's
come close, honestly, unless he lands a Hail Mary. He doesn't touch him. He gets stopped brutally.
Yeah, Michael. I'm not going to pronounce your surname because I don't want to get it wrong. AJ's got a glass jaw. To be
His
one of the
takes are
greats, you've got to
terrible.
be able to take. How would you say that he's got a glass jaw? There's how do you I was about to say I'm going to try and post this link back in the chat actually, because all of these comments, it's like you need to substantiate it.
The
Why?
problem is he's got no confidence. Doesn't mean he's not got a chin. When he gets hit, it's
Yeah, I
not
was
like
gonna say
his legs are all over the place. And he's like, oh my god, he's gonna go. He just looks shook. That's all it is. He's
North
took.
Bank. Yeah, read what North Bank just
He's
said.
Peppers for five
breakdowns.
rounds, finishing this shit. Dumb.
That's the
Simple.
breakdown at the end.
That is like AJ's got a good chin. He took a clean flush left hook from Dillian. He took a clean
He did.
Vlad right hand. He's one of the biggest punches in heavyweight history, and he got up and he was fine after.
Yeah,
He can
yeah,
easily like Ruiz knocked him down 4 times. He wasn't close to like getting knocked out in terms of like being
yeah.
laid out. He's got a good chin. He's just lost all confidence in it.
Yeah. I think we're just probably gonna have to move on to AJ because I still can't. I still can't believe my man just got floored like that on his back. Wondering what day it is. Yeah, I'm gonna hold on a minute. I can't lie, I'm upset, but Dillian tried. He did try. Welcome, bad boy. Yeah,
I mean, come on, we can't give a heavy. All he did was
Nah,
walk in the
man.
ring.
I'm
We
not.
can't give him props for that. I mean,
Nah,
yeah,
man.
he turned up
No,
and
I'm not hearing no participation awards, bro.
in it.
Nah, fam. Bruv, he put in a stinker, man. Bruv, he put in a
OTC's
stinker.
talking facts.
Bruv, Dilly White would tell you he put in a stinker. Yeah, he put in a stinker. He put in like a 3 out of 10 performance. Tyson Fury just had to show up here, jab him off. You know when someone has to just show up here, just jab him off. That's all you got to do. Yeah, see an opening. You're a bit tired, and then follow up with a weak. Well, he wouldn't even shove right hand that just grazed his head, and he could push him off afterwards. I can't say that Dillian White. He was good to show up. No, he wasn't, man. He was rubbish, bro. Yeah, Dillian White would tell you himself, man. He would look at that performance
Sure.
and say he could have did
yeah,
better.
he will. He will. He will. I just don't get it. So did Fury retire? That is the question. And Ahmed's put his comment in there. He's going to become a heavyweight and knock them all out. Okay, we'll see.
Yeah, he can knock
Um,
AJ out. He's so bad. He can go up there and knock him out.
so did Fury retire? That's the rumor, but we'll see what happens. I don't know.
He said, "I
Ash,
don't think I'm going to come back," so he's not even officially
don't
retired.
think.
Just put it out there.
Oh, he said he doesn't think.
Oh
So
no,
that's the
sorry.
reason.
He said, "I don't think I'm going to fight again." So he's not retired. He just said, put it out there.
Retiring. So yeah, let's have a look.
Yeah.
AJ's got an average chin, but the main issue is he takes too long to recover, unlike Fury.
Too long to recover.
When he got obviously when he got hit in his temple with Ruiz, I think
Yeah, he never recovered from that.
he never did, but I can't prove it, and I ain't got a crystal ball. But I'm telling you, and I don't care if anybody says I'll stop making excuses. He didn't go into that fight right anyway. The first fight, there's no way that he was 100% when he went in there. But whatever, what do I know?
The Vlad knockdown. I thought, considering the
he was
punch he
right,
took,
yeah.
which was flush, I thought he recovered as well as he could. To be honest.
When it comes to recovery,
he was tired, so he sort of had like a round or so to recover. If Vlad had like stuck it on him, would that have been a different outcome? Do you know what I mean? I don't know about that.
OGC's fuming. He's backed Whyte so long, and now he's just in the mud.
I didn't. You know what it is? I wasn't expecting what the thing is with me. Yeah, even if AJ lost to Usyk, but he put in his all, and that was a great performance. I would walk away comfortable, and be like, you know what? There's nothing more you could have done. But if you're walking away thinking you could have done more, that's a very dangerous place to be in. And on the recovery part, and comparing it to AJ and Fury, I think Fury, that is probably his best attribute is the recovery. I think the thing is with Fury, to knock him out completely, it's going to take a lot for him to be on the floor, not getting back up again, because he recovers like quickly. I wouldn't say he's got the best chin. Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't say he's got the best chin because he happens to appear on the floor, so he gets hit and he drops to the floor. But it's that his power bar just goes back up to 100% again. Like it's just quick. So, but AJ, he's got a good recovery.
AJ's chin is fine.
Yeah, I would say it's a problem. Yeah.
Everyone's talking big on the internet. Stand next to AJ and say that you probably only come up to his kneecaps. Fury overdrains his opponents mentally. Yeah, he looks like one of these. I agree with that, Kelly. He seems now, I'm seeing a pattern here. He did it with Klitschko. I enjoyed that Klitschko fight. I know everyone says it was a bore fest, but it was a good boxing match because that's what he does to you. And you can see a clear pattern with him. He frustrates his opponent. Similar, and that is why I said I'd really like to see Fury fight Usyk, because I think those two styles.
Yeah, he can never do that to Usyk.
It would
Boxing-wise, he couldn't tire him out.
Yeah, but I think it would be a good fight to watch because they are both, one for a better word, awkward. Usyk is obviously he's swift on his feet. He's able to change directions very quickly, but the styles of Fury and Usyk, to me, would go together to make a really good fight. So I agree with what Kelly has said.
I think AJ's would as well, because AJ's one big enough. He's got a decent chin. He's got decent footwork. Yeah, and he's got hand speed. So he throws combinations, which is what you need to beat Fury. You're never going to beat him with single shots, ever.
Because he'll just keep you back with the jab, which is what he was doing. And just popping him. He dropped his hands, pop, pop, pop.
I've said before, AJ's got a better chance of beating Fury than he does Usyk. I feel like Usyk, a small southpaw, an amazing boxer who'll just keep floating around him. He'll just keep offsetting him. Whereas Fury's there to be hit. Like he's got a better chance of offloading his combinations against Fury than Usyk. It's just styles though.
Yeah, I'm just thinking with the height difference as well. Even though, to be fair, we saw what Nick Ball did with Isaac Lowe. Height ain't really got anything to do with it. It's the skill at the end of the day. But I do think that AJ would stand a better advantage because they're more closer in height, aren't they?
Yeah, and AJ does better against taller fighters than short ones.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. AJ's chin is proven. Anyone that gets caught to the temple hard, leg wobble, because it's something open. That's definitely not me. AJ's got rocked in most of his fights. AJ's got rocked in most of his fights.
Not majorly. People exaggerate so much.
Even Usyk coming up from cruiserweight had him rocked. Yeah, he did rock him. That's fine. What do you think a shot from Wilder would do to him compared to Fury? Yeah, I can't argue about Wilder, but AJ being rocked in most of his fights. Like who?
That's just factually not true.
Put it in the chat because I'll put the link in there for you to jump in and you don't want to. His mental game is all over the shop. Who's North Bank? Sorry, because this is where we've been catching up. Whyte has been stopped 3 times by the uppercut. Kelly, that's what we were saying earlier. It is what it is. He's going to get in there with absolutely anybody now, and they are going to plan around that shot. It doesn't matter how much he improves to defend it. They are going to be looking for that shot because they
doesn't
know
look like he's improved it at all, though, Red. That's the problem. Fury threw that uppercut once, and it landed once. It's not like he tried it loads of times and Dillian dodged it and swerved it. Like 100% accuracy rate.
No, but he timed it. He timed it well. That's the thing. Yeah, that was like the finishing move. And with some people, they use the finishing move at the right time because they could only do it once. I think if Fury threw it once and he missed, I think Dillian White would have clocked onto it and he would have been defensively aware and susceptible to that coming. But
But
Bro,
I beg,
you've
I
been
beg
knocked
to
down so many times. How are you not clocked on already?
Yeah, I was about
no,
to say that should be the shot that you're fully aware of that you don't want to get hit by. So all of your defense should be designed around. I'm not saying that you can't think, oh, everyone's going to get me with an uppercut, but your defense has to be to protect that weak spot because it is a weak spot. If he got knocked out with it once and it was just the AJ thing, and then it's like, yeah, okay, but it's happened again, and then now it's happened again. So there's a pattern here. So when you're working on your defense, and he was doing the right thing, he did have the glove. The glove was there in parts of the fight. He was protecting it. But then, so
yeah,
obviously, whatever happened, he got inside, and obviously, he got the sweet spot. It's about defending, isn't it? It's defense all the time. Dillian is a very good counter puncher. We've seen that time and time again. But then it got to the point where he wasn't defending off each of the shots that Fury was throwing at him. His defense dropped. And I'm just trying to think why. Or right, was he tired? What, like you said, like Kelly said, Fury mentally draining. I don't know. I'm trying to get a feedback from you guys what you saw that I didn't because my eyes were slightly biased. Do you know what I mean?
I think Dillian White got tied up in round 5 and 6. I think his stamina bar kind of dropped. He wasn't throwing as much shots. He looked sluggish. The thing is, was he nervous going into the ring as well? That's another thing because I wouldn't say he went into the ring as confident as all of his other fights.
Man, that's because it took 7 years to get there.
That's true.
Frank
That is
put on Frank
ring walk
Frank lit a
ever.
sparkler for Dillian's room walk. He lit one little sparkler for his room walk.
We
Made
say
him
party
walk in the
popper.
dark. Yeah, made him walk in the dark. It's deep.
It's just wrong.
But what Cornell was saying in that comment is 100% true. He's gonna have big problems in his future now. I'm not being. We've said it before. Like,
Yeah.
like if he loses, he's got to lose the right way. Like, after all that and putting in the performance like that, it's gonna be tough to get the fans back on side.
Well, yeah,
Phil, man.
IB's put in there. Feel bad for Dillian. It was his big night. Not sure where he goes on the contract with DAZN or Sky.
That's another
He's
big
not,
point.
but he's not signed. He's not
Not signed to
signed
anyone.
by
But
practice.
if he had a contract that he put in place 3 fights ago for big money guaranteed, his future would be a lot more secured. That's the risk of going fight by fight.
Yeah. I don't feel sorry for Whyte after years of waiting for his chance and money wasted in courts, etc. What's he shown his biggest and only chance?
It's not wrong.
It's a lot of money to be throwing down the drain, though. I mean, obviously, it shows how much he wanted it. So he said that he's spent a lot of money, etc., etc. So I kind of like beg to differ with that. Joel Joyce, who knows? I spoke to
Can't call
Joel Joyce
that, to be honest.
Yeah, I spoke to Joel Joyce the other day, and he said that it's in talks. So I don't know if whatever was getting gassed up because we're on TV and wants to say that it's like almost
It's not even
made.
done yet. Yeah, it's not even like the contract's not signed yet. People keep talking the fight's made. Joe Parker on TV saying like, yeah, let's see, because I think he's still asking for more money. So let's chill out on that one for now.
Who's asking for more money?
Parker.
Frank ain't gonna have no fucking money left, is he? How much has he spent on this?
Parker's the A side, so well, is he? Yeah, he's the A side.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Okay, but how does that fight go? Because I'm telling you now, you don't want Joy Joyce continuously popping you in your face.
What Maestro said about Joe Joyce and Dillian White is looking very nuts. Even when people got onto him.
I don't even want to talk about that, Ash. I remember that conversation. I think Maestro started it, didn't he? And then everyone like sat there and thought about it and thought,
Imagine that Joe Joyce pressure after round 6, how Dillian would look. It would look nuts.
Because he's relentless. That's the thing with Joel Joyce. It's like when he gets the thing about Joel Joyce, and I do like it, when he gets in the ring, he's relentless. He just doesn't stop. He keeps on coming at you like a robot. He's just going to keep coming and coming. He's one of them that sticks on your chest. You know when you say someone sticks on your chest? Joel Joyce.
And
How
Dillian's
is
power,
back to that?
Dillian's power is slightly overrated. His KO rate isn't that high. It's significantly less than Fury's actually. Dillian's KO rate. Dillian's like a mad puncher.
Do you know what? I count that as in terms of how many top 10 contenders did Fury actually knock out, and how many punches did it take for him to knock them out in comparison to Dillian Whyte? Because you can say someone's got a higher knockout ratio, but that could just mean in the first 5-10 fights he was just knocking them out first rounds or first couple of rounds and just kind of just like, how would I say it? Stat padding.
But Dillian
I would say
that seems irrelevant now because of what Fury has improved.
Yes,
he has become this guy that is knocking people out. I cannot sit here and say that Fury has regressed as a fighter. He's got better because he is knocking people out, and he's knocking out heavy punches as well. These ones that have got that one punch knockout power. Fury's going in there and done in their dance. You can't argue with it. It's facts. It's there.
Who was the last good person Dillian knocked out? And I'm not taking Povetkin because he's absolutely shot to bits.
I think Dillian's been too inactive. Come to think of it,
Chisora,
but not a lot of. I think Dillian knocked Chisora out better than what Tyson Fury done. To be fair, so come to think of it, I think it's all irrelevant. To be fair, at the end of the day, I think Tyson Fury improved on his power by increasing, his weight, changing his style of boxing to be a lot more come forward fighter.
Yeah,
and that in essence has helped in increasing his power just slightly. And the fact that he's drained his opponent through his jittery movement, that plays a huge part as well.
One question I have, because we know where Fury's going to go, is retirement or Joshua Usyk. So this is fine. We know what he's doing. So what do you do with Dillian? How do you suggest he retires? What do you do with him next?
No, not retire. I would say take one or two fights, or one fight actually, to recover yourself. Maybe an extra fight, and then maybe go in for Deontay Wilder and then retire.
Who's Dillian going to fight now? Who?
Exactly, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, what kind of opponent would you put him with next?
Who's he having? Is he having Wallin, who he should have fought last year?
Not a bad shout.
We're going back there.
Not a bad shout.
Because Wallin is feather-fisted. So.
Or do we go back to Louis Ortiz, who he was going to fight originally as well? Louis Ortiz.
That's another great shout. Who's
Frank Sanchez.
Frank Sanchez.
That's a horrible fight for Dillian. That's a horrible fight for Dillian.
Oh. Gerald Miller.
No, because Sky and his own won't put that on because of the PR. So.
Yeah, I was about to say. Joyce has better boxing skills compared to Whyte.
I mean, he does.
That is Kelly. Yeah. I can't deal with that comment, but I just Some of this is that Fury doesn't have a choice but needs to stay in the pocket and trade more. His movement isn't what it was, and he looked a bit old out there tonight, and that's a fair point.
Yeah,
we say this in the Wilder 3 fight, that we saw that Fury's legs had slowed down. His legs aren't, they're not as quick in and as shuffly as he was, because he is Muhammad Ali like, and I will say that, and I've said that about him before, but his legs have slowed down.
Ali, dude, I don't know. I can't put Ali and Tyson Fury in the same sentence.
Look at the size of him. Look at the size of Tyson.
For the size, it is crazy.
And look at how he moves. Come on, he's 6'9", and he weighs what does he weigh?
270.
And I'm telling you now, he would have shuffled better than the other geezer that did the shuffling.
Well, what's that guy's name? Nico Ali Walsh.
Nico.
That guy.
Yeah.
The thing is that comment is spot on. I don't think Fury is the same fighter who fought Vlad. His feet have slowed down a little bit, but Whyte was never going to be the guy to expose Fury's feet because his feet were way too slow.
Yeah, and off balance as well. Did that, but Dillian will price himself out. Not sure Not sure he a draw now and will demand 15 to 2 million a fight, and not sure anyone will give him that money. Oh God, these comments are painful.
I do
Let
kind
him
of agree about him being the draw. I'm not sure who's going to turn out for Dillian White fight next, honestly.
look what MKD
Nah.
put in there.
Let him headline boxer versus Huey. No, I don't want to see. I don't want to see Dillian versus Huey Fury.
Could Huey win that? I don't know. I'm not sure.
No, I don't. Ash don't. That's just going too far.
Is it?
I can't do it. Sugar Bean versus Whyte.
Mickey means Butterbean, surely.
That's what I'm thinking. But which Butterbean? You know what? I'm not even.
No, they're mocking it. They're mocking it.
Hold on a minute. Hold on.
Let Bruce jump on because my battery's about to die. But big up, Red.
No, pick up you. Thank you for coming on, Ash.
No, always love. Put your super chats on as well. I want to support the channel. So.
I don't even know how you do that. I don't even know.
Make sure you find out. All right.
Yeah.
Peace.
See you in a bit.
Peace, OTC.
In a bit.
Bruce, I think it's in there.
How did Dillian White lose, man?
He just lost, innit? Does anyone think Dillian beats Ruiz now? Ooh. There's still a chance.
Do you know what? Andy Ruiz, he's not serious, man. He's not serious. He's supposed to be fighting on the PPC show. What's he doing on Triller fighting? Who's he fighting on Triller?
Well, he was supposed to fight Tyrone Spong. Then he jumped off and says, "Oh shit, no! I've got a contract to fight Louis Ortiz. What am I doing?"
That was like, what is he doing?
Not.
Andy Ruiz, for me, he has got a good chance to get Dillian because in close quarters he can throw up a flurry of punches that could really hurt Dillian, especially with the uppercut in close range. I can see how Andy Ruiz could win, but
Dillian would find it easy to trade with somebody that's within reach. When you're within reach, I think that's a good something that's good for Dillian. I just don't think that it works with such a tall opponent. Welcome, it's the accountant. Oh no,
guys and girls.
Oh dear God,
man. All I'm saying is, man, it's the local darts champion. Yeah, the local darts champion that decided to take up boxing for 6 months. What on earth was that? It's a disgrace, man. Seriously, it's a joke. And you know the crazy thing is as well, me and Ash were saying in the comments in the Discord for the time, you know, and Red, you know as well. I was never been the biggest Dillian fan either, but I really wanted him to win. But facts are facts, man. Facts don't care about your feelings,
and that the truth.
And we saw exactly what we always talk about. Be objective. Don't have the brethren bias. Like all of a sudden now Dillian some like huge puncher and some body snatcher. Bro, he looked weak, whack from like round one. You could just tell he just looked gangly. He didn't look put together. He didn't look like he could connect with any of his shots. I was like, what is this guy doing? Like he's really trying to beat, you know, Tyson Fury. Like who's known for being able to deal with boxers because he's a good boxer himself, regardless whether you hate the guy.
Yeah.
To me, the only one that's beating him is Anthony Joshua. Bring Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua needs to win this Usyk rematch and bring Anthony Joshua to mash up this fool, man. Seriously. Bring Anthony Joshua. That's the only one that's going to KO. That's the only one that's going to KO Fury. The only one. The only one. I'm telling you. If he doesn't win this Usyk rematch, it's never going to happen. And we're going to have to hear till the end of time about, you know, he's the best, he's the greatest, he's this, he's the Muhammad Ali of our generation. I can't deal with it, honestly.
Can't you?
Nah, because I expected, come on, man. I expected Dillian to put up a little bit more of a performance. Like, come on.
But I think we all did. That's what I'm trying to fathom what went on. This is look, I've looked at the fight through biased eyes because I wanted Dillian to win. I'm trying to fathom, I'm trying to make it make sense. What happened? What happened?
Here and Red, this is the thing we were talking about last time as well. Remember when you and me both post Anthony Joshua fight got mixed by what Xavier Miller was talking? Remember?
Yeah.
I was listening into that one live,
Yeah.
and I was
Yeah.
tweeting at the time saying, "Wow, this guy is Javier Miller. He knows." And you were like, "Nah, he's got his knowledge." And I was like, "Oh, okay, I'm in it." But the whole corner looked just like some amateur hour. Xavier Miller, I heard him in the corner saying, "Oh yeah, our plan's working. Just got to get a little closer." I was like, "Plans working? What
All right.
plan?" Like, did you hear that?
No,
I didn't hear that
I
part.
heard him say he was swearing at him, saying what.
Oh
the
no,
hell
one,
Yeah, I
no,
heard
no.
that part,
One of them. I heard him say, "No, that's it. You just got to get a little closer. It's working though. It's working. Just find your range, get a little closer, and then we're away. Then we're away." Like as if what he was doing was what they were practicing. But to me, what it looked like was pure, like, I'm just gonna go out, fly by the seat of my pants, and just try a thing.
But this is what I'm saying. What were they practicing?
Nobody knows. In Portugal, nobody knows. No one knows. It's a madness. Like, you had no gas tank. Like, your mouth was dropped by round 5 and what do you mean? And it's not like you were throwing some mad shots.
So I'm saying, man.
It's upsetting, man, because it's like, for those of us who love boxing and who know boxing, we know we're going to have to hear this greatest talk for time, and we know what it really is. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's disappointing. That's why I say bring on AJ. It's the only one. AJ will knock him out.
AJ, bruv. Do you know what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's
Go on.
AJ, man? Where's AJ, bruv? Yeah. I swear, bruv. AJ better win against Usyk, because
Nah, dude, I don't even
You
think I
better win,
can.
bruv.
No, I don't even think I can watch that fight.
Well,
Like,
are you going to be objective on that fight? Because everyone can be objective with Dillian Whyte and say, look, blah blah blah.
100%, 100%. I'm going to be objective.
You know what goes on in that Discord? Everyone's like, yeah, Dillian Whyte, this, that. And then a couple of us were screaming, saying, no, he can do it. Dill can do it. And then we see this, and then everyone's, well, the ones that thought Dillian could do it are scratching their heads, like, what's going on? So we push forward then, because at the moment, I'm trying to understand what the plan was, and I can't see it. I don't know what was there. I can't see what was discussed or what they were trying to achieve, because I can't. It's not obvious to me. But I saw what Fury was trying to do. He just wants to.
But it's not obvious to anyone. That's the thing, Red. It's not obvious to anyone. It's not like you're looking at it going, "Why don't I understand on my own?" No one understands. I don't even think Dillian knew. To be honest with you, I don't even think he had a plan. I think he went in there, he froze, and he was like, "Oh, okay, this guy's a bit better than I thought. So now my little, jab to the body, try and get in close is not going to work." Of course, it's not going to work. You're dealing with Tyson Fury, man. Like, you've got Sugar Hill and some of the, all the top heavyweights sparring him. Of course, they're going to attack the body and practice that in sparring. You had to have more than that. You had to have a plan B and a plan C and a plan D. You didn't even look like you had a plan A. So
this is what I'm saying, and I'm just thinking it's me just being biased, saying I'm trying to figure out something that I don't know. Do you know what I mean? It's not.
You. It's not you.
Even Moses put it in there. Whyte froze up when the bell went. He didn't impose himself on him, even when Fury was on the ropes corner. He didn't throw anything. Yeah, you're right. He let him come off the ropes. Yeah. Flashbacks. Spot on, Moles.
Where were the aggressive combos? Like a couple of hooks he threw to the head, bro. I think like the person in the bleachers in the back of the stadium saw them coming. I was like, where's the combos to set that up? Where was the it was like he had absolutely. And to be honest with you, we should have expected this. My man got sent to the spirit realm by Povetkin, and in the rematch, Povetkin was absolutely shot, and Dillian's trying to praise that was a great win. Dude, did you see how Povetkin walked? Watch that again. Watch how Povetkin walked to the ring on the rematch.
Hot. It was hot in Gibraltar.
Listen, it was hot. Oh my God. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Listen, this guy walked to the ring like he was drunk, he had COVID, and he's like peak flu season.
Oh man.
How are you going to celebrate? I don't know.
Oh, you look wrong.
No. It's facts, though. It's facts. With the AJ thing, honestly, I think he has a better chance of beating Tyson, way better chance than he does Usyk. He's got to pull a blinder out the bag in the most perfect. He's got a hope that, sadly, the events of the last 3 months with the Ukraine war have really got to Usyk. That's what he's got to hope for, and then he's got to put on a blinder of a performance.
But I don't think things. The thing is, to me, no, that will make Usyk dig deeper.
Probably.
This geezer is not normal.
Probably.
He's not. There's a caliber. Usyk displays a mental caliber that is unlike a lot of fighters. I don't think adversity will shake him. I think it will make him stronger. Some people,
right. Yeah.
AJ knows what he's got to do to obviously win that fight, and it's just go in there and pummel him to pieces. I did say at the time, Usyk got touched up by AJ, and it didn't even really look like AJ was touching him, but he was marked up. He was battered. So if AJ goes in there and sticks it on him and really sticks it on him, then yeah, he can do it. But what I'm saying is, I think it was Tony Bellew who said he was mentally exhausted after fighting Usyk. He had thinking, and this is the thing about boxing that people don't understand. You've got to go in there, knock someone's head off, and beat the shit out of them. It doesn't work like that. Yeah. You've got to think. When you go in there with a true boxer, someone that's skilled, you've got to think. You've got to outthink them, and that's what wears these people out. It's not easy when you go in there with them high calibers. Yeah. And we know what AJ can do. We know what his capabilities are. Yeah. But when you start to get tested, when you start to go against these caliber of fighters, that's when those four corners of truth will start telling who you are.
Yeah, 100%. Which is why the reason why Loma got the nickname No Mas, No More. Yeah. Because so many of his fights, they get exhausted. My man's playing, bull and matador and making people miss like crazy. People get exhausted. Rigondeaux was like, no, I'm cool. I'm good. Yeah. So many people are like, we're like, no, I'm cool. No mas, no more. Because exactly what you just said, mentally, it gets to you worse than, like, you're punching thin air as hard as you can and you're not connecting. And you've got another 6 rounds of getting slapped and you can't land a punch. No, I'm good. I'm cool. Just pull the plug now.
Pull the plug for real.
Yeah,
Simon Stevens, sorry to interrupt. Sorry, Fury can do it all. Orthodox, southpaw, outside, inside, boxing IQ, great chin, best on the planet. Period. AJ will lose again against Usyk. Simon, thank you. It's going to be whatever it is. We can't have the brethren bias.
Yeah,
it's
hard
match for AJ.
Can he do it? Gosh, without question.
But don't think this war thing's gonna mess with Usyk and he's gonna say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna be distracted." No,
like I said with this fight, it was Fury's fight to lose, not Dillian's fight to win. And for the other fight, it's going to be Usyk's fight to lose. If Usyk is not on his game and AJ comes with a perfect game plan, it's cool. If both of them have the perfect game plan, Usyk still wins. Because Usyk mentally is a better boxer. His mind works better than AJ's. It's just how it is. Lennox Lewis famously said, if you get a good big man and a good small man, the good big man will always win.
Yeah.
But if you get a good small man who's mentally ahead, and boxing IQ is ahead, then it's a different ball game.
Facts.
With the big man, with AJ Usyk, I think that AJ's got to just be dominant. And I think sometimes when you're dominant against a fighter who is smaller than you and a lot more skilled than you, irrespective of if that fighter comes with a great game plan, there's nothing really much you could do because the power will overpower you. Like, you'll get really affected with it. So I think it's actually, I see it as AJ's fight to lose. If AJ wants to become undisputed, Usyk is the one getting in the way. If AJ wants to fight Fury, he's got to beat Alexander Usyk, because if he does beat Alexander Usyk, Fury's going out that door. If he's not out the door already.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he's out the door already, to be honest with you.
I don't
mean,
know,
you know.
something tells me that he ain't just get. No, I don't know. He's defended that belt. I don't think he's going to be out the door. Well, we'll see what happens. But something tells me he's going to hang on and wait and see who wins out of the Usyk AJ rematch.
And here's the thing: if he beats Usyk or AJ, whoever wins that, and he beats them, as much as it pains us to hear the greatest of the generation of our era or whatever in terms of heavyweights, we don't have a rebuttal to that. There's nothing we can say to that. You know, you can't. As much as we don't like it, as much as we can compare him to the greats of yesteryear and snigger a little bit because it's like, well, it doesn't even really compare. If we're talking about this generation, what are you supposed to say? If he's fought everyone, beat everyone, you can't, you just got to swallow it and be like, all right, I guess is what it is, and it's just a hard pill to swallow. It's a hard one to swallow, especially when you had high hopes of, what AJ could have done. I honestly thought Dillian was going to come with like, a lot more than that. It's not even like I'm a little disappointed. I'm actually blown away that we saw amateur hour in the ring. Pure amateur hour. There's no other way you can look at it. Look at the way he was throwing out jabs and how he looked uneasy on his feet. I forgot who it was. I think was it Ash that was saying like he's got no levels to him, and it showed no levels whatsoever. When he threw his jab out, he looked wobbly, had no combinations. Like what exactly are you trying to do, bro? And as the fight progressed, you could see Fury smiling more,
he was getting
landing more. And I even put in the chat, I was like, imagine when Fury starts to like want to actually throw bombs. He hasn't done that yet. Imagine when he decides to. And the first little flurry he throws, that's like, let me catch you with the same, good night Vienna shot that Pov did. And what happens? Man's laying on his back with his arms above his head like he's sunbathing on Brighton Beach on the floor. Come on, man.
Yeah, but like I said, I think we could literally go to and fro over Dillian's bout and what he didn't do, what he should have done. Like I said, I think we're gonna have to park that one and leave that one there, because Dillian's gonna have to go back with his team, reflect, have some time, think what he wants to do, because it was one-sided anyway, and then obviously the knockout came, which everyone presumed that it would have come later. The next fight, which is obviously the fight that we were just talking about, is a heavyweight bout, which hopefully should be happening in July sometime. A summer showdown between Usyk and AJ. And the thing is with Usyk, we were talking about his mental training. Look at where Usyk trains. He's out there in the bush, out there in the cold, out there in the wet, out there in the rain. So he is mentally training as if, excuse the pun, for a war. He's already got that mindset of going into those deep, dark waters. And it's about these fighters having that mindset, because like I said, when you start climbing the ladder, you need to make sure that you're up there with them, because they want your spot and they're going to take it. So this is where skill comes in. You cannot, like I said, you can knock people out all day long. But when you start getting to like the boxing level now, this is where you have to start thinking about your fighting and how you're going to fight. And to me, you have to get uncomfortable. You have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. You have to step out your comfort zone. You have to get up at your 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and whatever, and do your runs or whatever. That mental training. You don't need to be around your friends, your family. Disassociate. When you're in camp, you're isolated. You're gone. Because that's how you get those hardcore, tough performances. And that is what he's going to need. He's going to, because when they get in the ring and, got all this fancy music and blah, blah, blah. You see, when everyone starts giving you a hug and everyone's walking out and it's all slow motion, and then you're getting all flashbacks of what happened in the fight before, you need to know that you're probably going to have to go there again. So you need to have the right mindset. And that is how AJ will win. Usyk is all up here.
It's so true, And the hardest thing, I think, for me to believe now, and we see this all the time happening, is when fighters are telling you that they've had the best training camp they've ever had. Mentally, they're prepared. Physically, they've been to war. They're prepared to go to war. And we believe them. And then we see a performance like this. So to me, I can't even judge it now. I can't even listen to a man's telling me, I've gone there. We've got whatever you're saying, that's great. I just need to, the proof is in the pudding now, because the whole, like, this is the best camp. I locked myself away in Portugal. I've been killing it here. I've been doing that. Bro, you look like a damn fool. Straight fool. You know, last thing I was going to say about Dillian is he either needs to retire, or the only fight that is relevant for him is Huey Fury. That's
oh,
it.
God damn. Oh, no.
You really think that?
Who else is he going to fight? Who?
Wilder?
Ortiz,
man. Come
I'll
on,
tell
man.
Wally.
I mean,
Andy Ruiz?
Wilder.
you know what? And Andy Ruiz could be one, because Andy Ruiz is in the same kind of, you know, bracket. Like, he's a joke, really. People are like, oh, yeah, Andy Ruiz, whatever. And now with this performance, I can't take Dillian serious. So maybe Andy Ruiz, but the only other one is Huey Fury. Imagine if Huey Fury sparks him out. Imagine.
Oh, you just
Imagine if Huey Fury goes 12 rounds with him.
doing this on purpose.
No, real talk.
You're trying to send me into like some nervous breakdown shit.
Listen, it could happen. Anyway, I just wanted to leave it that. That's what I think. Anyway.
Yeah. Let me have a look at these comments. Can AJ actually get KO with his neck thickness? Only see a ref stoppage. Not making excuses, but Ronnie Shields at a meeting with AJ in the States and revealed that AJ had a bicep injury in the Usyk fight. Probably did. I saw him with
out then.
saw him with some elbow thing on, I think, in one of his training videos. Yeah, flew Wilder. Yeah, I agree that Wilder could be a fight. I don't think he should retire. I think he could give anyone issues, but this goes to show Otto Wallin is better than most people think. Maybe that's why Whyte avoided him. Have a look at his last performance with Sokolowski. Whyte beats Wilder, in my opinion. I think it's a fight that we should actually think about having a look at, but we'll see what happens.
Wilder wrecks Whyte. Tell me what part of the performances you've seen from Whyte thinks that he's. I mean, I just have no faith in the geezer, like none.
He can beat Wilder. I can see a way he could beat Wilder, but the problem is that if he comes out like this, no chance.
But you can only judge a man on his past performances. Like, and he's had, to me, who is his last two performances against? Povetkin, right? Before this fight.
Yeah.
Right? The first one, we know what happened. The second one, he got the stoppage when Povetkin was, you know. So it's like 3 performances now where I've watched what he's done and I've been like, yeah.
No, not this bad. This today, like, this is the worst performance.
You for sure. Yeah.
Worst performance, like, unquestionable, because even though Povetkin was out, even the one that Povetkin knocked him out on, he weren't this bad. I want to know what the comp box stats are saying. Like, how many punches was he actually throwing each round? Because it didn't look like a hell of a lot from where I was sitting.
Xavier Miller needs to go into hiding. Honestly.
Oh, come on, man.
Oh, no, man. No, I'm not hearing that. No way.
Listen.
You're not wild.
No. Listen.
No way.
Okay, if Xavier Miller was here now, I'd ask him, what was the plan? And why weren't you shouting from the rooftops that you ain't doing a damn thing and you're not following the game plan at all? What was the plan? Because for everyone watching, not just a select few, it looked like there was no plan. So if there's no plan, it's either you didn't give him one or he's not following it. And if he's not following it, it's your job to verbalize that and say, yo, you are moving mad right now. Remember the game plan. Remember the game plan. Don't talk about like, just getting a little closer on what we've been working on.
Hey, you know what it was?
Ben Davison settings.
No. I can't compare the pair of them. But he might. The thing is, he might have actually been doing 1 or 2 things that Xavier Miller told him to do, but he wasn't actually putting them together. For example, Xavier Miller could have just told him double jab and follow up with the right hook to the body. he might have just been throwing one right hook to the body and one jab. That in itself, it's not necessarily what Javi is. Well, it's somewhat close, but it's a lot more to do from that circumstance. So
to me, though, OTC, am I wrong by saying if you were in the corner of Dillian Whyte, the first thing would have been is when you're walking out that first round, measure up, see what you need to do, then by any means necessary, get on the inside and start throwing like you've never thrown before. Output, output, output. I don't know anyone that would disagree with some form of that plan in some way, some fashion, because that's what everyone thought he needed to do.
Yeah, I agree.
Well,
And it was like the total opposite.
Yeah, the double jab. When he was throwing the double jab, because that's what you do. You throw it to push him back, and then you go inside. But he was throwing the double jab, but he wasn't following it up. He was pausing. I don't know why. Because once you, like I said, Dillian has got a good, nice stiff jab. He has, and he's got long levers. But with him, he'd have to double it up. But like I said, he wasn't following it through. It's pointless throwing a double jab and then just stopping. If you play it back, you'll see it. I was like, okay, double jab. Now what? You've got there. That's what you use it for. You use it to get inside. But he just obviously, you know.
And I don't know if you guys noticed or clocked or if you've seen anything, but I think I read somewhere someone was saying that was the first combo uppercut that Fury tried to throw.
I've never seen him
landed.
I've never seen him.
So imagine you're Xavier Miller and you're Dillian Whyte, and you know that you're susceptible to the uppercut, and you got sent to Narnia.
Oh my days!
Right?
Oh my days!
With the uppercut, right? By Povetkin, right?
You are wild.
Imagine now you get caught again with the same punch.
No, but that's like with that, it's easier said than done. Like boxing is one of the most easiest sport to speak about. But when we get actually in the ring, it's not that easy. You can say like, "Okay, this person's susceptible to an uppercut," but Tyson Fury in 36 minutes of the fight, okay, if he were to do the whole 12 rounds, he just needs that half a second chance, and then finishing move gone. Like you can't defend against that 100%. Like you really can't. So the only way you can really defend against it is to have a drop your chin down, high guard, and Mike Tyson him. But
lots of movement, lots of head movement. We saw zero head movement. We saw 0 feet.
I saw a little bit of head movement, but I wasn't happy with the feet. But I've always said that I've never been happy with Dillian's feet.
Yeah,
because that's something that is, a weakness of his, is his feet. But like you said, you can't throw shots and not follow them through. Is it? Let me have a look. Is it Saji? Guys, don't remember Whyte hasn't even won the European title. So obviously you've got to build yourself up. There's levels to this. Today was Premier League versus Championship.
Can I correct Saji? Today was Premier League versus Sunday.
No,
man, no.
Sunday Pubman League.
Why is
the performance today was not championship level in any way? Let's be honest.
I can't
Sunday Pub League. Yeah, Sunday Pub League, and we can only talk about a performance of his last performance.
It's like defending the indefensible here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can't. When you want to argue, but you can't argue. The only sign that Dillian has progressed under Zav is the first 4 rounds of Povetkin. Povetkin 2, probably. Sorry, we didn't see any improvement. Today was a clear regression, worse than he was versus Whack. Oh my days! I feel like jumping out the window. I can't. The thing is, I can't even argue. Same. I used to think Whyte v Wilder was 50-50, but after the last 3 Whyte fights, Wilder wins by KOs.
Agree.
Agree. Got some laughs in the chat. Obviously, that's you coming with the account. You're coming with the receipts. Bruce is called the accountant, and he's called the accountant for a reason. Lol Sunday League. To be fair, he's not normally that bad, but it shows fierceness as he made a decent level operator look pants, and I agree with that. And if you, like I said, when you start going in against competition, it can make you look really poor. So I agree with what he's saying there. 100%.
Nah, man, I have to disagree with that. No way. No, Fury's greatness wasn't great about double jabbing a guy. That's just no head movement. It's just there. Like, try double jab a tree. That's what he was doing. He was double jabbing the tree. Yeah. Like, you can't, it's very difficult to not miss. And what Fury was doing, I'm not going to lie, it wasn't, I didn't see it as mind-boggling, amazing footwork, amazing. The thing is, yeah, if he was in second gear and still won, and Dillian Whyte was that poor, he didn't even have to break a sweat. He just had to just double jab. That's all Tyson Fury was doing: double jab, throwing a right hand occasional. I could have told you he was going to do this before the fight. So I don't know why Dillian Whyte. I don't know, man. Dillian Whyte, he should have did better.
Guys, I'm going to leave you.
Yeah.
Red, congrats on 1K.
Yeah, thank you. And thanks for joining in.
Oh, of course. Get your donation button going, man. We all want to.
I don't have to do that stuff. I'll do it next time.
All right, guys. OTC.
You know,
good talking, brother. All right, people.
Yeah. Take it easy. I was about to say, so to sum it up, nobody knows what the hell went on in there. It's one of them. Reflection, we'll all wake up tomorrow and probably see things a little bit clearer, but we definitely can't see nothing clear now. A massive congratulations to Tyson Fury, because he has to get his flowers. He worked to a plan. It worked. It didn't look like he come out of second gear. It was a good match for him. It was one-sided all the way through. I cannot sit here, as biased as I am, and not give Fury credit for what he did. He's good at what he does. And I can't see him retiring either. What happens with Dillian? That's a conversation he's got to have with himself and his team. There's still fights out there for him, but does he want to do it now, or has he made enough money to say, you know what, I've had a good run, and this is me? That's up to him, and he has to make that decision. We can't make that decision for him.
Absolutely, I like Fury. Look, if he doesn't want to box again, I think he should just retire, because boxing is one of those sports that you can't just go in half-assed. Like, when you go in the ring and you're not really 100% like focused, because it's a very brutal sport. I want him to face AJ eventually, but at this point of time, if that fight doesn't take place, I'm not really going to put a lot. I'm going to be disappointed in Fury, but I'm going to, if AJ's pissed off that that fight doesn't happen, he has to look in the mirror, because if he had beat Alexander Usyk the first time, or even put a dent in him the first time, would we be in this situation? Probably not. So you reap what you sow. But overall, it's Tyson Fury's night.
That's it.
He sang American Pie.
Yeah, bye. Pie, fucking hell. Yeah. Listen, it's one of them. Congratulations to Tyson Fury. Commiserations to Dillian Whyte. All of this time, and it just didn't go his way. Back to the drawing board, or is it curtains at the end of the show? Do you know what I mean? We could debate this for more and more and more. I think I need a few hours to like just chill out and think what the hell just happened. But thank you to absolutely everyone. OTC, thank you very much for jumping on. I appreciate it. Until the next time, I said I'll do these every time I hit 1,000 subs. So I'll do it again when I get to 1K, 2K, whatever. We'll do it like that. Otherwise, I'll just end up boring people to death, chatting shit every week for no fucking reason.
Nah, can't say that, man.
No. We'll do it that way. I like quality over quantity. Thank you to the subscribers, to the ones that have joined in late, to the ones that were there from the beginning. I really appreciate you all. I've got some really good engagement. The subbers that I've got really do engage in conversation. They're absolutely fantastic. You're fantastic people. I'm grateful that I've got you. But we're going to end this tonight, and hopefully I get to 2K soon. Who knows? It might be by the time AJ has his fight, and then we'll be back here again discussing that. But thank you, everybody, for joining in and taking the time out to do so. I need to lie down. I got a headache. OTC.
Big up. Thank you very much for having me. Peace.
Damn.